but I will close with a little optimism, attempt to be optimistic amidst it all. And so I'll briefly tell you about this party I went to. I was just gathering. It really wasn't a party of old timers, all boomers, friends whose kids grew up together. Okay, so we convened and we for potluck, and we're sitting around all boom. By the way, all liberals. Okay, and so we're sitting around. We're talking pirates. All gloom and doom. And one of them, who I will call, let's call her Lois. It's her real name. Anyway, Lois is saying, by the way, I love Lois dearly. She's awesome. But she's saying, I don't follow, Ben, I'm not really following politics anymore. It's a typical liberal remark I've heard from many liberal baby boomers. The November election was just too upsetting. And I said, I don't follow it anymore. I can't keep up with it. And I said, okay, yeah, I hear that a lot from liberal baby boomers. So, David, during the course of the evening, was together with these people for like 3 hours. Various political conversations came up. Very political topics came up. And David, in every single one, Lois, who professed that she was not following politics anymore. Let me underscore that. I am not following politics, Ben. It's too gloomy. Every single one. She knew the details. She corrected me. I was trying to talk about the kid that's running for Congress down in Florida. I think his name is Weil. I always forget his name, but I got it wrong. And she goes, Ben, I believe his name is Josh Weil. And then I finally had it. I go, Lois, you know what? You were the one who told me I don't follow it anymore. I'm too upset. You're freaking obsessed with it. You're following it as much as I am. Only you won't admit it. So I took that as a sign of hope, David. I took it as a sign that hasn't destroyed the spirit of people completely. And there is opposition to them in this country. And I believe that message that so many baby boomers put out, I'm just so tired. I'm exhausted. Did I tell you I marched for peace in 1972? Nobody cares about you marching for peace in 1972, okay? Anyway, David, I take what Lois said as a sign of optimism. I mean, her interest. She professed one thing, and she revealed something else by knowing the identity of Josh Weil, who has no chance, David, none whatsoever. I think you'll agree with me, to win an April 1st election. But if he gets 45% of the vote, that's a message. Your thoughts about baby boomers and their resistance? Go.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, let's close on a note of optimism here. Okay. I think what's happening right now, and the last thing I wrote before the election was for Slate, and I said, if Trump wins, it is going to demoralize liberals and the left in a way like we've never seen before. Like, people are going to tune out for a while, and that's exactly what has happened. And like, what's happening now is like, when you turn the power back on in a building that's been it's been off for a while, and the lights start blinking on one by one, clicking, struggling to get the electricity back on. That's what's happening to the resistance right now, right? Is like, people, I think, that were content in November and December to be like, okay, America, if this is what you want, how about it? Knock yourselves out. Are realizing that we're well beyond the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Right? The best case scenario was maybe he won't do some of this stuff because Republicans have presumably some sense of their own political interest at this point, right? And this is all going to be very unpopular. If they do the things that the voters who weren't listening to him, I guess, if they do the things that the voters just tuned out, it's going to turn the public against them very quickly. It's already happened, right? Trump's approval rating has gone down significantly since Inauguration Day. He's underwater in every single poll that's out there. It's only going to get worse from here if he keeps doing this stuff. But I think there was some justification for liberals, especially older ones, to be like, I've been fighting for this stuff my whole life. If you don't want it, I don't care. I'm going to go retire. And I think people are coming to the realization that you don't have the luxury of checking out.
Yeah.
If you want to live in a democracy 3 years from now, and it's really not guaranteed that you will, you just, you got to dust yourself off, get back up, swallow your pride, and get back in the fight. go to an indivisible meeting, like call your members of Congress, be as engaged as you can bear. And I realized that this sucks. Like it sucks that we're in this position. It sucks that so many people are fighting for their jobs and their livelihoods and their rights. This assault on American normalcy and decency is from every single direction, every single day. But I think that what we're seeing out there is people are starting to come alive, to start to understand the scope of the threat, and are really starting to plot together to think about what we can do about it. And I have confidence that there's going to be a huge mobilization and a huge backlash against this stuff. And it's, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. But I think that this period of like checked out demoralization is definitely coming to a close among many people that I know too. And that dawning realization, the same realization that's happening in like European capitals, is happening here, where it's like, oh shit, like we're on our own.
Yeah.
Like the institutions are not going to save us this time. There's no Rex Tillerson and some of these other guys that stopped Trump from doing the worst. Like those guys are gone and they've been replaced by sociopaths. And if we're going to save this thing, we got to do it ourselves. And it's not going to do it. It's not going to execute itself. You got to get up off your couch and turn off Netflix and get involved. And I don't want to either. I'd rather sit on my couch and watch Netflix, Ben. But we don't have that luxury, man. We got to get it.
Yeah, that's true. And listen, I'll close by saying this. Lois, I love you. And the fact that you're paying attention while you pretend you're not paying attention, I take this as a very good sign. I also want to give a shout out to Linda, another boomer at this dinner party. She has been watching MSNBC around the clock. Okay, David? The resistance begins in Linda's living room. But you're right, man. This country's not gonna save itself by itself. Okay. We're going to have to get involved. We're going to have to participate. All right, Dave, we've run out of time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it as always. I'll talk to you real soon. All right.
All right. Great to be here, Ben. I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah. Very good. I also want to thank producer Chris. He does an outstanding job. And I know that Linda, Lois, and David agree with me when I say, hey, producer Chris, give yourself a raise. Take it out of petty cash. Peace and love, everybody.